What's up, nerds? Welcome to another edition of Them Nerds. Tony over here, Jerry over there. We're here today to talk to you about the next major piece in Disney Plus MCU domination, and that is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Before we get into that, though, we have been saying in every video for the last month and a half that if you like and subscribe and you share and you interact, then you could win this Wanda Funko Pop. Well, WandaVision is over, and someone is winning the Wanda Funko Pop. So in a non-televised drawing earlier this evening, the winner was drawn, SH Cosplay, who has been a great commenter on our videos. You were the winner. You drew, or we drew you. You have been drawn. Did I say it right?
Oh, you're the educator.
Am I? So SH Cosplay, go ahead and drop us a line and we will get your information and hook you up. All right. We'll have another giveaway. Jerry, are we prepared to discuss this giveaway yet?
Sure.
Tell them about it.
You could be the recipient of this Baron Funko Pop. I don't know how to say his first name. I don't.
Helmut Zemo.
Yeah, Funko Pop. If you like, subscribe, and comment over the next 7 weeks.
Yep.
We can go ahead and do another drawing at the end of the completion of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
That's right. That's right. Yes, you have a chance to win this this pop of one of my very favorite Marvel villains, and one we're about to see in live action in all his ski masked glory. Let's get into what we've seen so far of Falcon and the Winter Soldier in teasers and trailers and so forth. Some of the characters that we know we're going to be seeing. Spoilers, Falcon, and also the Winter Soldier. So we also know from casting news and from trailers and teasers and so forth, we're going to see Agent 13, also known as who, Jerry?
Sharon Carter.
Sharon Carter. Yes.
That was right on the spot.
Yeah. Well, you're a genius. You got this. Sharon Carter, who we have seen previously wearing white spandex and kicking people, as women in comic book movies are known to do. Also, we're going to be seeing the aforementioned Helmut Zemo, bad guy extraordinaire.
How does he breathe in that mask?
I don't know. The wool is so constrictive.
Oh, I just can't. It's just so hard to breathe through it.
Right.
Someone get that man an oximeter.
Oh, he's doing his part, Jerry, to stop the spread. We know we're going to see a sort of paramilitary terrorist type organization called the Flag Smashers, who may or may not, based on the last teaser we saw, be superpowered.
I think they're definitely enhanced, for sure.
Yeah.
It's got skills.
Maybe they're just really good at fighting. This show is kind of the descendant of Captain America. It follows the lineage of the characters of Captain America and that kind of stuff. And so it kind of makes sense that we could see a super serum sort of thing going on here, right?
Exactly. Especially if you follow along with the path that makes the U.S. agent. Right.
Speaking of U.S. agent, John Walker, aka U.S. agent, is making his debut here. We don't know a ton about his role in the comics. He's always been kind of like a sort of Wish.com version of Captain America. But I don't know. I'm excited to see this character. When I was a kid, I ended up somehow with a lot of West Coast Avengers comics. And he was there, and I always liked that character. So
makes you wonder if the creator of him had an alcohol issue, and he was about to be fired, and he was like, no, I have this great idea, and then he was like, it's like Captain America, but he's different, and he kind of is evil, but he's not. And they're like, and what's this guy name? And he just looked around and was like, Johnny Walker.
That is tremendous. That's tremendous.
Yeah, tequila problem would be a whole different name.
He's Mexico agent Jose Cuervo. Yeah, I'm actually, I'm of course I'm excited to see Zemo, but I'm excited to see where they go with U.S. Agent because he's a pretty significant character in the comics. He's pretty heavily involved for a long time, so I'm wondering if they're going to actually have him be involved over the long term to sort of fill that Captain America vacuum.
Yeah, I mean, just stay tuned for my comic book that will be coming out later called Kirkland.
Oh boy. Oh, alcohol. Yes. Speaking of Kirkland, he does seem to be kind of the Costco generic version of Captain America.
Yeah, exactly. You're the same.
They're the same.
Just not the same packaging.
Same factory. All right. And we also have gotten word that we're going to see James Rhodes, aka the War Machine, appearing on this show. I don't know how much.
I think he's going to come in like kind of like WandaVision with Doctor Strange.
He did it though. Oh,
yeah.
From what I understand though, that's supposed to be. This is not just me pulling it out of my rear.
No, that's what I had heard also.
That's an actual. He's not going to be appearing the same way Mr. Fantastic appeared in WandaVision.
Yeah, he's the engineer.
Yeah. He's the man on the hill. We had to wait for an entirely different show. That'd be funny if he flew in and he was like, sorry, I'm late. I had to go do this thing on a ridge in New Jersey.
I had to jump off a tank.
Just shows him like setting the tank down and flying off.
Maybe we didn't meet the engineer because like it's how disappointing that you built that up for 3 episodes and then you couldn't even hit a wall.
Yeah, he seems like a crappy engineer.
Yeah, didn't think that out.
A woman walked through that bubble.
Yeah, you couldn't figure out how to get that tank through, but she could just walk on through. Okay,
walk right in. Yeah. Well, moving away from Westview, New Jersey, and going to some other locations, this show is going to bring us a fan favorite comic book locale, and that is Madripoor. How excited are you about Madripoor?
I think I'm very excited about it. I just hope that they actually play out, some of the stuff that's come through the comics using Madripoor.
Right.
They're just using it as a location. At least we get the idea that these places exist. I mean, expanding the world is always a good thing, but give us something.
Right. Yeah, we are already. This show doesn't even debut until the 19th, a week from us filming this today, actually, and we're already like setting ourselves up for disappointment the same way we did with WandaVision.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
Madripoor, mutants confirmed.
For me, I was not disappointed at all for WandaVision. I know for a fact I probably won't be, because that's really not a fact then, that I probably won't be disappointed by this show. We also all have to be somewhat understanding of the idea that COVID is going to affect all the first Disney Plus shows that they had to scale way back what the ideas, what they were going to have. But I think also, in a time of green screen, I mean, if I can have this up on my back wall, you can go ahead and be like, hey, Benedict Cumberbatch, can you go stand in your bathroom and film a scene for us?
His name is the best name.
Yeah. His name already is a superhero name.
That's right. Yeah, I feel like, we read that there were some issues with some of the surprises that they had planned because of COVID. Although I did read the director said he never had any intention of Magneto or Mephisto being any part of the show, and he does not know why anybody thought they would be.
Oh, I don't know why. Devil's in the details. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, any casual fan would have no reason to believe they would be on the show. But for folks like us who have been reading the comics since we were kids, and we know that Mephisto plays a huge part in Wanda's backstory, and we know that Magneto clearly plays a part in her story, being her father and all, we thought, why not?
What would be the least that they would have to, just the very least, just to give you enough to be satisfied with the with Madripoor being included?
I feel like there needs to be some allusion to Logan's existence.
Exactly. I think that what they should do is I saw, during the production of the show, there's like a base that they go visit that has, some seals and stuff like that on the wall. That's how everybody knew it was Madripoor.
Right.
If you were to do a callback, because obviously there was, whether it was just us reading too much into WandaVision or not, but there was some similarities between Wanda and what we've seen Magneto do in past films. If all you did was when you're walking through this, center block courtyard, you show us 3 scratches on a wall, that would be enough for me.
Right.
Because it brings you back to the X-Men 1.
Yeah.
And also we are, anybody who's a real fan knows exactly what that means.
Right. I would love to see Logan be introduced, even in name alone. We've got this idea that this show is not going to be like the magical, mystical sort of thing that we just saw with WandaVision. This is going to be a more boots on the ground, super soldiers punching each other, missiles.
For our wizards.
Yeah, we did hear that there could be some aliens, androids, and wizards. This show's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
But I would love to see, we've got these like secret agent types. We've got Agent 13 is going to be here, and US Agent is going to be doing his thing, and then Bucky and Sam are going to be doing their thing. It seems like it wouldn't be that much of a stretch to include Logan as sort of a like a Canadian version of what all of these other people are kind of doing. Kind of a boots on the ground, super powered sort of soldier. And just like with what they did with Wanda, they started her off as having some powers, but she was nowhere near like her comic book strength. And I feel like at the end of WandaVision, she's kind of there.
Yeah.
Why not introduce Logan and have him be sort of this, super powered kind of guy, but maybe not to the full extent. We don't get the full Wolverine treatment right away.
Yeah.
That would work for me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I would be happy with just a cut screen of because in the comic books there's a character called the Power Broker. He's the one who gives US Agent his abilities, right. And he's also known to have given a bunch of people this strength or these enhanced abilities. And so it would be cool just to see like a vat of in the middle of a warehouse where you kind of have an idea of what this could be, and maybe they kind of change up the Power Broker, because I mean it's not like you need to have the exact backstory, right. Where it could be a Stryker situation where they're creating these superhumans because he's trying to create these superhuman soldiers for the Thunderbirds or Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Sure. I think there's a lot of ways that they could kind of skirt it, and still have people like us very excited. I'm still not gonna I'm really trying to temper my expectations for this one.
Yeah. I just think that, and I understand why people are like, well, why does it have to have mutants? Why does it have to have mutants? I think because of the fact that now that they have this property that they've been waiting for so long, and we're getting further along, I mean, obviously we've had a whole year off where nothing's really come out. No, there hasn't been any progress since the end of Endgame. People are wondering, how are you going to start including them? And everybody knows that the best way to include these characters in is by using Disney Plus. So you gave a whole backstory to Wanda that explained more of her character in 8-9 episodes than you did in the 4 movies she's been in.
Right.
So
yeah, I always say I prefer TV to film, just because you do have that additional time. I'm one of these people who gets mad when they make a movie based on a book, because the books are always better to me. And I feel like TV is one of the ways that you can actually get the same level of character development that you can get in a book. A movie, you're looking at 2.5 to 3 hours, and you have to basically tell the entire story in that 2.5 to 3 hours. On a TV series, you've got 3 times that much.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to be able to do more, and I hope they do. What do you see as the plot here? What do you think is going to happen?
I think it's a journey of trying to get out of the shadow of Captain America, basically, and I'm sure by the end of it we get the real Falcon being Captain America, or Captain Falcon, or whatever you want to call him. And something where Bucky kind of redeems himself for his past indiscretions, which I mean he's already been doing.
Right.
But I I I think it's such a. I mean, I've always said that I thought that it's a very Lethal Weapon kind of feel to the idea of it. So it's just a buddy comedy that I think that kind of skirts the idea of being a drama based film.
Right.
I think I'm not. The good thing about it is I don't know if there's a whole lot of material out there, so they can go anywhere.
Yeah. Right. And they can take a lot of the source material and tweak it. There are organizations that maybe they would have fought in the comics that they're not necessarily going to fight now. Like, Baron Zemo is going to be around. So, is Hydra going to be part of the story? Probably. But we also have Shang-Chi coming out soon. And so this idea of the 10 rings could also play a part, especially since Madripoor is, basically it's supposed to be a country in South Asia. And the 10 Rings is a Chinese organization. The idea that the 10 Rings could have infiltrated Madripoor and tie this film with Shang-Chi, that I think would be a really good.
Oh, I think so too. I also think that Marvel has these big bads that they've created, but they haven't done a whole lot. Especially if you're watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., then you had several seasons that had to deal with Hydra. But really in the course of the MCU, like the movie cinematic universe, you've really only had one movie that was dedicated to Hydra, and then there's just been mentions throughout the rest of the films. And really, in reality, in the comic books, Hydra is a huge enemy to pretty much every franchise that's within the Marvel umbrella. So I think that to bring them back, I mean, I would love to see Red Skull come back.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see. Red Skull is one of my favorite villains because, I mean, he's a red-faced, skull-faced Nazi. I mean, who doesn't want to see him get his ass kicked?
Yeah.
And
automatically you have a fan base of hate.
Right.
So
I don't know where I mean, with all this multiverse stuff, it's totally possible that he's going to come back. I don't know where they're going to go after he was sort of the representation of the protection of the Mind Stone. Was it the Mind Stone? Soul Stone. And he died pretty hardcore in Captain America: First Avenger. So I don't know.
Yeah, but he has children in the comics that they could bring in, and I mean, like, I just think that they're missing out on a possible character that could be. If you're talking about Doctor Doom and everything else, adding him also in there, I mean, that's a power duo that could be a force to reckon with.
For sure. I think that, it would be great to sort of reestablish the roots of Hydra being such a big bad. It's, like you said, in the comic books, they're everywhere. And they're a big problem, especially for the Avengers kind of side of things. And I think that's kind of the lineage of where we're going with Bucky and Sam here.
If you're talking about, enhancing humans, that's the basics behind Hydra. So, I mean, it could be great in the idea if they go through a lab in Madripoor, you find, old Hydra files, and it just kind of brings it back to the beginning all over again.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have lots of weeks of wild speculation ahead of us.
I can't wait to get to the Mephisto episode.
That's right. Yes. And I can't wait until the man in the skyscraper is revealed as Reed Richards.
That's right there.
Yep. Confirmed.
Right next to the sail.
That's right. Yep. If you squint your eyes and you look really closely right above me, that's clearly Dr. Doom's face. Dr. Doom confirmed. All right, guys. Hey, don't forget, SH Cosplay, you are the winner of our Scarlet Witch Funko Pop. We are going to be giving away this Baron Zemo Funko Pop from at the conclusion of the season of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which begins the 19th on Disney Plus. Join us next week for a breakdown of the first episode. And that's it from these nerds. Be good. Be good to each other.
Stay nerdy.